Ladies and gentlemen, please share my article from 2017. Hillary Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. I was writing about this in 2017. My playlist is below on the 50-plus segments that I've done predicting accurately that Clinton is going to run again. Now, everyone's talking about it. The CNN is even saying Clinton is joking about running, right? Right? That is, check CNN today. But this is hilarious and it's fantastic. And everything I'm saying, everything that I've been saying is going to happen. Why? Because Democrats don't have a political party. It's not a political party. It's a paradigm run by two people. It's a machine. It's a political machine run by two people. Anyway, I explained that in my article in 2017 in the Huffington Post. Check that out. But Clinton jokes she could obviously beat Trump in a 2020 rematch. What? She defeated Trump. She defeated Trump. She won. She's in the White House now. She won. Oh, I love the White House. I love the Oval Office. I'm back. Everybody, I'm back. What's up? I can't wait to be back. Oh, am I? Did we win or not? Hillary, why do you keep saying we won? I mean, if we won, then why aren't I doing my thing in the Oval Office? She did not win. She won the popular vote. She thinks she won. Democrats think that Clinton won. The Golden Moo did not win. The Golden Moo, Madam Cyberhack, is taking all the chips in a poker game, and she did not win the hand. Another person won, and everyone else had a better hand than she did, and she's like, okay, I'm going to take that. No, wrong. The Hill. Clinton jokes she could obviously beat Trump in a 2020 rematch. What? What are you talking about? What? No, you lost. You outspent Trump 2-1. You had to win the Electoral College. You only won the popular vote. What are you doing? And I said that she's going to run again. I am the only person in all CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, Washington Post, nobody, all of these multi-billion-dollar conglomerates. You'd think they'd have some kind of inside information, especially since they helped the Democratic Party cheat Bernie Sanders and then foment an irrational, absurd, ludicrous theory that said that Trump worked with Russia to hack the DNC to inform the country that they were cheating Bernie Sanders. Because that's what the DNC emails were about. Clinton jokes she could obviously beat Trump in 2020 rematch. The Hill. This is just hours back. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton trolled President Trump. Maybe there needs to be a rematch. Obviously, I can beat him again, Clinton joked. Oh, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. She's normal. She's just like everyone else. Obviously, she doesn't mean that, right? Yes, she does. I explain they live in the Matrix on H.A. Goodman's other channel. Check out that segment. There is no... Look, as a Trump supporter, I'm voting for Trump in 2020. I voted for Jill Stein in 2016. And I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet. And according to the Huffington Post and the unofficial scribe of Sanders as the most hardcore voters, to people stuck in the matrix, to the followers, to the lemmings, they say, how do you go from Bernie Sanders to Jill Stein to Trump? I explain in The Federalist why Bernie supporters should vote for Trump. He's bringing home Americans. Tell me a presidential candidate in the past, I don't know how many decades, that is actually going to bring home Americans as opposed to sending them off forever into counterinsurgency conflicts that have no end. The wonderful liberals who would end your life if you said something wrong on Twitter. Those are the same people who are like, well, we can't leave now. Suddenly they're the geopolitical hawks, the Republican geopolitical hawks of the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. Suddenly, Democrats have become, they love Bush. They love George W. Bush. That's why people vote Trump. That's why I'm voting Trump. That's how you go from Bernie to Jill Stein to Trump. If the other side has Max Boot, Bill Kristol, and hangs out with George W. Bush, then they forget that the reason we've had two colossal tragedies in terms of foreign policy interventions since Vietnam, it was Bush and then President Obama who continued most of Bush's foreign policy and helped destroy a country in Libya. So when I have a president that's bringing home Americans, that's my most important, what I value the most. The most important policy objective for me is to bring home Americans. Clinton, the genius, the Einstein, Madam Cyberhack, wanted a no-fly zone above Damascus. Well, then who do you think's flying there? Who do you think's flying? Russian jets. Why would you have to enforce a no-fly zone when you have Russian jets around in the skies? I mean, it makes no sense. But then again, you're talking about someone who's never had a foreign policy win and also never had a presidential win. Even the popular vote was only won because she outspent Trump 2-1. She's going to win again. There is no Democratic Party. It's a political machine based on hierarchy and patronage that all leads up to the top two people who have taken over. Now in 2008, the Clintons did not run the Democratic Party. Okay? Hillary was not Secretary of State yet. And President Obama had not finished 8 years. He just won. They needed to defeat George W. Bush. And at that moment in time, it was may the best person win. President Obama is a great campaigner, just like Reagan, just like Bill Clinton. Trump is actually a really great campaigner, but not in the traditional sense. He's brilliant in terms of politics, but he's not, like the establishment type of. Clinton is horrendous on the campaign trail. Absolutely horrendous. In every way. Doesn't matter. She's going to run again and win the nomination because there is no nomination process. When the Golden Moo goes up to the plate, doesn't matter if she's batting 238 or 217. She gets 10 strikes, 15 strikes. It's basically batting practice. So when people say, "Oh, well, the Democrats won't let Madam Cyberhack," I've heard people, I'll be at a restaurant and I'll tell someone, and then at the restaurant, the person will say, "No, the Democrats won't allow that." And there is no Democrats allowing anything. There's no such thing as Democrats allowing anything. The Democratic Party is a machine run by two people that took control of the machine and made it their own. After Clinton lost in 2008, she became Secretary of State. And then in 2016, that was Madam Cyberhack's time. And then, oh my God, what happened? Bernie Sanders came in, became the embodiment of their true value system, and they said no. Trump came in, became the embodiment, and actually a more traditional conservative in many respects than any other candidate, and he won. He embodied the core beliefs of what Republicans used to be, or perhaps, embodied beliefs that Americans in general, Americans want American soldiers home to their families. That's what ultimately drives me. I've written about this in The Hill and the Huffington Post and the Jerusalem Post. I do not want endless interventions. That's far more important to me than climate change or any other issue. Okay, because climate change, you have people who are basically hysterical, and then just look a couple years back, and President Obama presided over the largest domestic expansion of oil and gas production. That's why they're like complete hypocrites in every way. Oh, Trump is ripping apart the Constitution. Then impeach him. What's the problem? Well, we have to find evidence. Well, you don't have evidence, but you're making the claims? Which one is it? President Trump committed crimes. Yes or no? Well, of course he did. Good, then impeach him. Well, no, we have to get the evidence. Well, then why are you saying that he committed crimes? Okay, in 2 seconds, you could simply ask Peter Strzok how Clinton was able to accept top secret intelligence in her inbox from secure government locations, from people within secure government locations. By the way, John Durham is expanding his probe. William Barr is expanding the Clinton email investigation and the investigation into Mueller and the investigation into why they used a dossier purchased by Clinton. The whole thing's crumbling apart behind the scenes. But Rome could be, completely ablaze, and both Bill and Hillary, oh my goodness, I think I'm going to roast marshmallows. They don't care. But Shield's going to lose. She doesn't care. They wouldn't allow that. They have no say. You remember that Bobby Brown song, It's My Prerogative? They have no prerogative. They have no prerogative. Democrats spend their lives, liberals, many progressives, spend their lives on social media saying, oh yeah, look at the hypocrisy, oh yeah, we're battling the system, we're battling the oligarchy, oh yeah, you're voting Clinton again. This put Trump, and anyone who supports Trump, and you're voting Clinton again, you're going to lose. Too bad. Thanks for playing. We're going to fight. You're not going to fight. You're going to fight on social media and then vote Clinton and lose again because of the pure arrogance of dividing the country into moral and immoral. And I told people, I said, people on the left, I said all the channels that told you to vote Clinton would be the same people who said Trump worked with Russia, who would be the same people who say vote Clinton in 2020, who will be the same people who say vote Clinton in 2024. It's a script, it's a matrix, a computer program. They can't get out of it. Because if they do, they'll become H.A. Goodman, or they'll become, a really horrible, person who's lost his mind, or her mind. Clinton is saying in a PBS interview that she will defeat Trump again. That did not happen. If we defeated Trump, why aren't I in the Oval Office? Oh, I like that. You mean I could just go in right now and do what I was doing during my heyday? I mean, just let me know. I mean, did we win or what? I mean, you're giving me conflicting information here. Where's my intern? She did not win, but Democrats say she won. She didn't win. Okay, she lost. Trump is president. They've had a monumental, epic temper tantrum. And people are taking the Ukraine, the Ukraine story seriously. It's a bunch of nonsense. The complaints are written by people tied to one of Trump's Democratic rivals. The whole thing is absurd, but again, it's not really absurd. If you think that all of this is, completely nuts and what? Oh my God, what? That makes no sense. It makes no sense because it's not about winning. It's about winning with a person. And if Clinton loses again, then she will run in 2024. Indicted or not indicted, because she actually did commit crimes, Trump did not. When people say, oh my God, you're so extreme, I've been called extreme. Why? Because I said in the Huffington Post and so on, she would lose in 2016, and she did. This is the second major election that I've accurately predicted. And this is the second time. This is back-to-back. Liberals will lose, and many progressives who will be told by their wonderful fight the oligarchy pundits, which I don't care. Let them do what they want. I really don't care. It'll expedite the... Basically, it'll help obliterate the Democratic Party and the mindset on the left. They spent 3 years condemning and judging Trump's words. Well, Madam, the Golden Moo has said and done worse. Trump, First Step Act. Clinton, mass incarceration. Okay, Trump, a mean tweet. Clinton literally called youth super predators. Okay? You're talking about in any... Trump doesn't tell the truth. Clinton said she survived Bosnian sniper fire. Trump commits crimes. Clinton actually did commit crimes, and the only reason she wasn't indicted was because of a cover-up. I had the pulse of what was going on there, too. I'm not right about everything. But if I'm not right about, at least I have the pulse of what's going on. Clinton would have defeated Bernie in a fair... Bernie would have defeated Clinton in a fair primary. But see, again, Clinton running again will vindicate everything I've been saying. Now, everyone is talking about this, ladies and gentlemen. And I have the best comment section. I have the best comment section in all of YouTube. I will say this, I have the best, most wonderful, most intelligent comment section on all of YouTube. But a lot of wonderful subscribers were like, dude, HA, she's not running. She is not running. She is not. Why? She said she wasn't. She also said she survived Bosnian sniper fire. So what? She'll lose. So? He doesn't care. So what? But what's going on? It's a political machine run by two people. That's it. We've seen Tammany Hall. You just look at history. There are political machines. There are empires, paradigms run by individuals or certain individuals, and they come crumbling down because what happens is eventually, whether it's 2020 or 2024, people will eventually abandon ship and they'll say, maybe we've been on the wrong side this whole time. Maybe the allegiance and loyalty and blind devotion we've given to Clinton, maybe that's just been too much. Maybe she's not a vehicle for political power and influence. You're seeing slowly, like even CNN's like, she's joking, right? She's gonna run, but then you're gonna see that all wash away, and there'll be a tsunami of what, she already won. And honestly, defending Clinton, I will say this. And when's the last time H.A. Goodman defended Clinton? I will say this: she only lost by 70,000+ votes. True, granted, she outspent Trump 2-1. I don't think she'll be able to do that. Okay, but she'll probably raise well over $2 billion. Who knows what tricks they have up their sleeves? Who knows? But the media will be all for Clinton. Hollywood might get more into it. I mean, who knows? There are enough people to make it a competitive contest between Clinton and Trump. I do believe that if you look at favorability ratings within each state, in Florida and Ohio, she would have to win Florida and Ohio. Both President Trump and Clinton have to win Florida, and I think Trump will win Florida just because his favorability ratings are pretty much even. It's slightly negative, but I mean, for the amount of negative publicity he gets, negative coverage, if Trump is like -5, if he's below water in favorability by like 5 percentage points, that's like a big victory for Trump. He's only like -2 in Florida, and maybe around -3 in Ohio, something like that. That means that a lot of people really like him. Also, you're not going to get voter turnout with Clinton. But again, who cares? She doesn't care. You're going to get a lot of people who will lose friendships. That's why I say do not debate. Do not debate anyone who has derangement issues regarding Trump. Don't do it. Don't lose friends. Don't lose family members. Don't lose, relationships over this. It's not worth it. Let them just, and even if they look, and you're going to see people who are going to try to, bring you into the conversation. How could you vote for Trump? How could you do this? You know what? Bye. I'm leaving. Here's the check. I'm out. Later. I don't want to talk about this. I don't need to convince people who think that Trump is the embodiment of everything sinister in the known universe, and yet Democrats are still too cowardly to even impeach him. Which, by the way, I would love that. So would Trump, by the way. Trump doesn't care if he's impeached. If anything, it would actually shed a mirror to people like Mitt Romney and Pelosi would be looking at the same image in a mirror. They would be forced to look at themselves in the mirror and everything they stand for. So Mitt Romney votes to convict, which you need 67 senators. Trump would not be convicted of any. They'd have to fabricate something. They might add the Ukraine call to this, which is nonsense. Meanwhile, Barr and Durham, like I said, have continued their probe and are expanding their probe. But none of this is rational, so don't think of this as in a rational manner. None of this is logical. None of this is, reasonable. You're talking about, and Clinton is now more bold and more honest than ever. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should have a rematch, huh? It's not like I was thinking about this since the day I lost. That's, because I'm a normal person. Like Kerry and Romney. I'm very normal. And then people like I've heard liberals say, like, I'll vote for Romney over Trump. And then my response is, that's why I'm voting Trump. There is no left in America. There's way, way far left that pretends they dislike Clinton and the DNC, and they'll just vote the same. You have 3 years, since 2016, 3 years of people condemning and judging and mocking and denigrating and pretending that they're going to revamp a paradigm that was already set even before Bernie was cheated. Clinton runs the show. The golden moo runs the show, not the person with the rose icon, with the funny name, Louis Gohmert's, neighbor's, proctologist, whatever. No. That person has a social media crew, and they just judge, and they just talk about how, morality, and, this is moral, this is not moral, and, Trump is the embodiment of everything horrible, and at the end of the day, and they're pretending that they don't like liberals, they don't like Democrats, they're going to all vote for Clinton. They have no choice. They have no free will. The left has no free will. You do. I do. I went from Jill Stein to Trump, and it made perfect sense and makes perfect sense. If you want Americans home from counterinsurgency conflicts, if you do not want the Trans-Pacific Partnership, if you want peace between North and South Korea, if you want prison reform legislation signed, yeah, sure. I mean, are there a lot of differences? Oh, a whole lot of differences. But if your value system are core principles like no military interventions, then you go from Jill Stein to Trump. And then you have people who will be like, well, you know what? Words mean more than sending Americans off to perpetual quagmires. Your words on social media mean a lot more than endless perpetual conflict, where we cause more inadvertently, oftentimes more damage than, good. And we don't mean to, but the road to where is paved with great intentions. So it's awesome. You need to embrace this. Clinton's going to lose again. I mean, there's a chance that Clinton could win, but I don't think she'd win Florida. You have DeSantis and you have Scott, and you have a great economy, 3.5% unemployment. You have 3.1% Latino Hispanic and Latino men have 3.1% unemployment rate. That's the lowest ever. That's below the national average of 3.5%. But see, like, Democrats are so petulant. They're like, well, you know what? From a macro perspective, it's really bad. It's like, no, it's not. The average GDP growth is a lot higher than President Obama's, which is like around 1.66%, 1.7% per year for 8 years. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Clinton has stated just hours back, we should have a rematch. I'll defeat you again. But someone needs to tell the Golden Moo that it's not the popular vote. It's the Electoral College. You must win Florida. You must win Ohio. Okay, you must win Pennsylvania. And this campaign strategy where, you're seeing a very interesting, hilarious, you're seeing, celebrities hanging out with George W. Bush. This is all by, I don't know, I can't say with certainty, but there's a reason. There's a reason that, we just have to get along, It's the Trump voter that's the real big problem, this person is like a real bad problem. Bush with a marriage amendment, which, by the way, it's hilarious. A marriage amendment, never-ending quagmires, and then a complete Wall Street crash. What a great presidency Bush had. I can see why Democrats long for Bush. I can see that. They've completely lost it. But you know what? They don't even remember a couple years back that Bernie Sanders, you're talking about people who cannot admit that Bernie Sanders was cheated. And God bless him. He's gone through a lot now, and I don't want to say anything bad, but he can't even admit that. When you cannot have a relationship, whether it's a friendship, a marriage, or a political party, if something horrendous has taken place and you can't say sorry and address the issue, okay? Democrats look at Trump's tweets and you say sorry, you make amends. It's like, it's a tweet. Clinton actually did worse, said worse, did worse. Almost everything that Bush is blamed for can lead back to a vote by Clinton. Can correlate to a vote by Clinton. So, when was the last time anyone said, yeah, Clinton was ahead of her time? Never. Yes, running for president or being a senator or whatever. Yeah, certain things. The healthcare plan in the early 90s, yeah, I guess. But I'm talking about a major decision, a major policy she pushed for. When was the last time it wasn't pure and just cold calculation, trying to just get the most votes and trying to then, engage in, voter suppression. David Plouffe in 2008, President Obama's campaign manager, when Clinton spread a photo of Obama in African attire, said it was the most shameful, offensive fear-mongering of either side in the election. And also in Nevada, he complained about voter suppression, about voters being turned away for ID because they didn't have ID. And that's Clinton, her campaign, who did that. And so, Madam Cyberhack can get away with anything, even top secret intelligence outside government servers. The problem, though, that we face is Democrats don't realize what they've gotten themselves into. Give me your thoughts below. Ladies and gentlemen, Clinton's going to defeat Trump again in a rematch. And I've been saying it for 2 years. And it vindicates every single thing that I've ever said. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so very, very much. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right now.